for some reason, I just almost felt like, that's it. I just lay on the bed and hide and cry because they're going to come with the eviction anytime now, and then what? Moved here back in 2007 and lived here for a while. I was a dental hygienist and started developing some back issues. So youngest son, Cody, he got a job opportunity, and so I wanted to follow. My oldest son, Justin, is married and they have 2 children, so I kind of wanted to stick with the baby. So Mom followed Cody. We were left down there with my disability check and no other income, and he couldn't get another job because COVID and nobody was hiring. It was a mess. And so we moved in with my son and his wife and children. So there was all of us living in a tiny house, but we made the best of it, and it was great. But Cody since got a job with another insurance company, and that it was going quite well, and we were able to get a place of our own right down the street, and everything was pretty good. And then unfortunately his new boss here developed cancer, so we were almost ready to then be out on the street once again, and it was pretty scary. So that's where we found Bluffton Self Help, because we were seriously had no food. Our dog was hungry, and after being stressed for 2 years of what are you going to do, and we got back here, and it was so happy to be here, but I didn't want to be a burden. I feel like I'm Mom and I'm supposed to help them, and so it's hard to be on the other end, and I'm at my computer crying, and her newer name was Barbara, so I wrote out Barbara and the email address, and my phone rang, and it was her. And it was funny because I said, I was just emailing you, and she said, I can hear the pain in your voice, and I said, I'm just so glad you called because I don't know where else to go. When I got here, I just couldn't fathom, that there's people like that still exist today. I truly was amazed to pay the rent. Just to, I could breathe, and then it's like, okay, so if I just have a can of soup, I'm a happy camper, to know I have a place to lay our head. And so they paid that, and then they told me about just to come and check out, get some food, and they weren't even open yet. So Barb called it emergency food, and I had my granddaughter with me. And Farrah just kept saying, what's she doing, Grandma? And I said, she's getting us food, baby. She's like, oh, and it's the little things that people might not realize. The weight that was lifted there was, I can't even explain to anyone how I felt that day. Those first few weeks where you don't know where nothing's coming from was super, super scary. And you can't rely on the unemployment. So I truly don't know what we would have done without you guys. I don't. By helping us, with the rent, that just helped us to be able to get just enough time. Now we're going to be able to, now that he's back working, it just gave us, he'll have his first paycheck just in time to, to get July's covered. But no food, and we're not big eaters. We don't have to eat fancy. We don't, soup and crackers, we're happy. But what I do know is when I walked in the door, I just felt love. I just sat in the car and cried for 5 minutes because it's just the feeling that people do care and we're going to be okay. Because so many nights when you go to bed and you don't, it's not that I don't want to wake up in the morning, but I don't want to face it in the morning. It's that sort of feeling, and it's not a fun place to be. So when you're going to be okay, and I can smile for my grandkids and smile for my sons. It means everything. What you offer here, there's meat, there's vegetables, there's milk, and then there's the canned goods and everything to cook with that to make the best meal we've had in a long time. So we all ate together. It was awesome. It was really, really nice. So we just felt like we were living again, after months. So many nights when you go to bed and you don't, it's not that I don't want to wake up in the morning, but I don't want to face it in the morning. It's that sort of feeling. And there's clothing days on top of everything else. I needed clothes to be able to go to church. I didn't even have anything to wear to church. And they had lots of dresses, and there was one thing that was on the shelf that there was only one of, and that was these. And I have had more compliments on these earrings, and I'm so proud of them because of where they came from. When we come into the Education Resource Center, I wanted to just say hi to Barb. And my son was with me that day, and on the desk was pamphlets of different things. And there was 2 pieces of paper with big lettering that said classes for CDL, classes for welding. My oldest son is, as of right now, he starts class on Monday. He's signed up, everything's good to go, and it's paid for. So he can better his family situation. Cody is signed up for the CDL. Both of my children and my oldest son's family, myself and Cody, our lives are completely turned around, completely. When you think about the future, as far as for me and my family, it looks very bright right now. I have high hopes for myself, and maybe get back into dental hygiene is my hope. If I can't physically clean teeth anymore, I would love to teach it. That's my plan for myself. But hey, if that doesn't work, I know we're going to be okay. And I enjoy being with the grandkids. A mother's always happy knowing that their children are happy. So I just can't thank Bluffton Self Help enough. I truly can't. Because I really just couldn't tell you where we would be if it wasn't for them.